Hello and welcome to this playthrough of The Pale Beyond. This one is something special. Well, not totally special, but I have played the demo a couple of years back and was totally hooked by the story and the decisions that you have to make throughout this game. And this one plays as a visual novel for the most part, but then there are some really heavy decisions. You have to manage a couple of very, very basic but important resources. And this one, roughly for the story, this one plays in the ice, in the Arctic, I think. I don't know if it's actually mentioned. It's been a couple of years. But anyway, yeah. There was an expedition to the Great Ice, and the people never heard anything back from them. So we get sent after them to see if there's still somebody alive, if we can help them, or at least find the remains. That's the hook that we follow after, and then some very, very dangerous and strange things happen, and we have to maneuver through these. So let's get going. I'm really excited for that one. This is a lot of text to read, so please bear with me. I try to get this as clear and understandable as possible. But yeah, I hope it works. So let's get going. Start a new expedition. Select the weak to prune or the... Oh, okay. Branches. No, we don't want that. I think it's that one, right? Okay. Start a new expedition. Exactly. Here we go. Okay. Normal game balancing. What is classic? Original launch balancing. Normal game. Hard. Lower temperatures across the whole game. Playing on a normal, I guess. And, let's go. Oh, there's Beast Cold. Oh, the airs be cold, of flake and white, as a sailor backs their pledge. In the dark they'll brace themselves. Out in the ice they'll stake a claim and carve a course ahead. Of homes they'll dream, of warmth long lost. It chased to Frostwall's edge. Hunger draws the desperate here. Such lonely souls need led. What will you do when steel hearts break and courage does absent? Lead these souls, so help the gods, out of the pale beyond. Begin your journey. Temperance. Crew wanted. Able-bodied crew wanted for dangerous expedition. Month of darkness, low wages. Slim chance of safe return. Glory to be had in the event of success. Yeah. rather bold invitation. You're alone in the office. tea in your hand has long since gone cold. Rather coffee. It's perfectly adequate. Looking around the room, you can make out a collection of military books. On the desk is a ship in a bottle. A metronome ticks away steadily. I find it rather calming. The dedicated rhythm soothes the senses. It stops. Well, guess we have to keep waiting. You hear footsteps climbing the stairs that brought you here. Remain standing, trying to be polite. The door behind you swings open. The captain bounds past you to the other side of the desk. Do you have all of your teeth? What? I have enough to get by. Sorry? Answer the question, please. I've not had scurvy before. If that's what you're asking. Me neither. The captain sits down. How many people have died under your supervision? None. More than I'd care to admit. Don't appreciate this line of questioning. Now, we don't know much about this, so maybe none? Meaning you're either perfect for the job or a liar. Or you've never been in command. Which is it? If I was a liar, would I be in this room? I don't appreciate the latter. Really? Command tests a person's mettle. Do you think you're ready? Is anyone really ready? Some more than others, it would seem. Please, take a seat. Thank you. The chair is uncomfortably large. The seat feels worn. I'm Captain Hunt. The pleasure is mine. Robin Shaw. He nods. On your desk. Which ship is that? Ah, this. Detailed, isn't she? Incredibly. An old sailor's superstition. I hope you weren't waiting too long. Told it's worth the wait. Good. There's been a lot of candidates. Some good, some bad. Interesting mix. I'm sure you understand the need for discretion. The advert said there was glory to be had. Keep listening. Months of darkness. Low wages. Slim chance of safe return. That didn't deter you, did it? Quite the opposite. It's why I'm here. Like a thrill seeker. Good work is hard to come by these days. Indeed. A venture like this, however, it's about more than just the money, isn't it? I have a few questions. First, he looks down at his list of questions. Were you born a landlubber or sea dog? I'm born. I'm from the city. The ocean. Same as yourself. Mixed. We're going with a mixed. I knew. Mudwash. If I knew, I'd tell you. I've been all over, but I'm here now. Ah, and mudwash. Plenty of those joining. Myself included. Military experience. Only evading them. Royal Admiralty. Sailed the merchant lines, 12 years. Merchant. Sailed the merchant lines, 12 years. Let's go for that one. Very good. What did you trade in? Anything we could get our hands on. He nods. Have you ever fired a weapon? Yes, probably. Have you ever killed a man, directly or otherwise? 12 years of sailing? I guess we have. Yes. I see. You're not married, are you? I guess not. Of course not. You better not have a death wish. One must believe they'll return to justify leaving in the first place. Any less, and you're doing yourself a disservice. Let him continue. We're here to find the ship in that bottle. The Viscount. Viscount? Heard of it? No, enlighten me. He clears his throat. 5 years ago, she set sail on a research expedition towards the Dead Peninsula. They were trying to find and study the absolute magnetic south. Did they? Did they what? Did they find it? The magnetic south? I have no idea. She never came back. Her last known location was 200 miles south of land, presumed lost to the ice. Five years is a bit late for a rescue operation. They're probably dead. Alive or not, their research is supposedly of extreme importance. Going to need more than rumors about lost ships if I'm putting my life at risk. Naturally, here's what we do know. Not one person or thing has been heard from the Viscount since it first left port. Until now. Until now. Someone was found who claims to have been on that ship. Can I speak to them? No, they're dead. But their testimony seems to have outlived them. Those with more money than sense want that old ship. That's the job. If I don't pick the first mate, somebody else will. And, well, my judge of character has gotten me this far. Who's financing all this? The usual. Film and lecture rights have been sold, of course. We're in the process of signing off on a final benefactor for the expedition. They've even donated a ship. We'll be traveling on board the Temperance. She's a beauty. Greenwood. Generational. Not many like it left these days. The Viscount and the Temperance. They're sister ships. Built together. Sent out into this world to die alone. Superstition gets people killed. Yeah. So does cynicism. The captain looks at the bottled ship. So, what do you think? I think I need the word. Sounds like you'll need all the help you can get. We will. The captain checks his watch. Anyway, I think I've heard enough. The captain stands up. We leave in a month. Welcome aboard, Shaw. Robin Shaw. Proverbially speaking. You're not what I expected. And what did you expect? We're more than our mistakes, Robin. Let people surprise you. I'll see you on the Temperance. The captain makes his way to the door, and you follow. You arrive at the docks a month to the day. Before you lies a ship. Letters on its side read Temperance. You walk the cobble to the boarding ramp. Beside is a sharply dressed man overseeing the loading of cargo. Speak to the man. He turns to you with a stern expression. You can feel his eyes assessing you. He's unable to place you. May I have your name? Offer a handshake? Reach out your hands for a handshake. His hands remain behind him. Please let me know who you are so I can place you on the correct deck. I'm Robin Shaw. Oh, of course. That will make you the captain's choice for first mate, correct? I'm Mr. Templeton. I shall be operating as the chief science officer in this expedition. I'm also the incumbent representative of our benefactor. Do, however, consider myself or my team at you and the captain's disposal. Fairly certain we're all disposable. That's really cynic. What do you specialize in? Applied botany. Not much use for botanists on the ice, is there? Mr. Templeton, I look forward to working together. I expect you to be up for the task. Some of the lyrebirds Hunt hired are questionable at best. No doubt I needn't inform you of your duties. You're second only to Captain Hunt himself. Though I must warn you that you have quite the task ahead. The rabble I've spent the afternoon sorting are the same that you'll have to whip into shape. Punctuality, schedule, a strict adherence is what we need if this expedition is to succeed. I expect you to be organized sort. You would not have been assigned the role otherwise. What do I got here? Temperature, week 0 morning. I doubt there will be much issue. I likely have more in common with the crew than I do yourself, Mr. Templeton. No offense was meant, Officer Shaw. Board when you are ready. And when you find yourself needing a scientist, we can try this again. This city. The Temperance. A young man. Oh, this looks so beautiful. What a great ship. You will be gone for quite a while. It will be some time before you see the city again. If ever. A young man stands at the ramp, steeling himself for the journey ahead. Hesitantly, he begins to drag his feet up the ramp and onto the ship. The Temperance. Hunt's description of the ship was accurate. what a beauty. Near identical to the Viscount, bearing some modern additions. Set sail. Week 1. On the Temperance. So the journey starts. It's been a month. Hunger draws the desperate here. Such lonely souls need land. What will you do when steel hearts break and courage does the song? I'll lead these souls, so help the gods, out of the pale beyond. First mate Sean, personal log. It's been 1 month since I signed on, and 1 week since we set sail aboard the Temperance. I'm told the waters will get warmer as we pass the hemisphere, before they turn colder. Temperance. I've never been on a ship like this before. She's magnificent. A technical marvel. Elegant machinery expertly weaved through one of the fastest hardwood ships of its day. Reborn for this mission, breathing again with life. She's simply magnificent. As for its master, he mostly kept to his quarters so far. Not sure what to make of our leader. He's not telling the whole truth. Can't shake the feeling that he's not telling the truth. Enigmatic indeed. I mustn't let my guard down. As for the rest of the crew, there are now 22 of us, including the captain. Our next port will be our last before we enter the ice, to pick up the remaining 4 members of the crew, the scouting team. Hunt is also keen to work out a deal on a pack of sledding dogs. The crew are a strange lot, didactic as the ship itself. I can't help but wonder who's footing the bill for all this. Certainly not the captain. Such exquisite modifications to the ship mustn't have come cheap. I intend to investigate further. Sign off. One of Hunt's sailors approaches. Yo, Joe. Captain wants you at the helm. Good. I want to see him. He leaves. Captain's cabin. Forecastle. Crow's Nest. The Crow's Nest currently stands unoccupied. The scouting team are expected to join at the next port. The forecastle door appears to be locked. The door to Hunt's cabin is shut tight. The captain himself is busy at the helm. You ascend the stairs to the stern and find the old captain manning the helm of the ship. Ah, Robin. Lovely day for it, isn't it? One of the lackeys summoned me. No. We stay polite. And professional. It is indeed, Captain. Indeed. It's days like these I make sure to do my share of the sailing. He winks. Why? Can't afford to go rusty in my old age. Never know when you're going to have to get your hands dirty. He thinks for a moment before stepping aside, stretching out a wrinkled hand. Did you ever take the helm in the merchant navy? Or were you stuck carrying crates? Here, why don't you have a try? Take the wheel. You grip the wheel of the ship and feel the weight of the waves in your arms. Okay, to pan around. Ah, here we go. The memory in your muscles rear themselves as you begin to move in time with the ship and the wind. Easy. There, you have it. The cat pats you on the back. Fantastic. Now try to get a sense of where we are. Get some perspective. Peaceful, isn't it? Panning and zooming speeds can be adjusted in the settings. Okay, nice. He takes the wheel back from you. I think I'll drink the morning in a little longer. Would you mind preparing my quarters for the day's work? There's much to do. Of course we do. Let's go to the captain's cabin. See how we can help him. Take requests. Okay. A tub. A pristine furnished tub. Secured to the floor. A luxury to be had on the ice. A classical painting depicting sailors doing battle with the kraken. An ode to an old folk story known to all Captain Seamus. Or was it Hamish? The desk. On the desk you make out a variety of papers, notes and maps. As well as a sealed letter with a stamp you recognize as the mark of the Apperton Tinning Co. The desk itself is suspended with ropes to keep it safely in place. Okay, let's take the requests. You take a seat at the end of the room. The captain joins you. Now let's run through our provisions before taking requests. To start, there's 23 souls signed into this expedition, ourselves included. That's 16 free to be assigned to tasks, if they aren't already busy. The rest are deployed to their permanent stations. You are only able to deploy crew who you have discovered. They must be in good health and not otherwise deployed to another post. We'll be picking up the scouting crew at next port. A lot of us also seem to be in good spirits. The expedition will end, tearing itself apart if you end the week with no decorum left. We have enough provisions for at least 6 months in case of emergency. If you cannot afford the minimum food rations at the end of a week, crew will become malnourished. Unless cured, the malnourished status will develop into scurvy, a severe status effect that prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of a week. And more than enough fuel to see us there and back again. Colder temperatures will increase the minimum fuel required at the end of our week. If you cannot afford the minimum fuel, crew will become freezing. Unless cured, the freezing status will develop into frostbite, a severe status effect that prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of a week. The sledding dogs, well, they're still a matter of negotiation. Dogs will be needed to send sledding teams out to gather resources on the ice. Sending hunts out further requires a greater amount of dogs. They will rest and become available between the weeks. Now, on to work. Cordell. A sailor enters. We found a stowaway in the lower hold. Bring them in. Okay. Another sailor enters, leading a young man by their side. You know, you're not the first stowaway I've had. The captain studies them further. You know where we're heading, don't you? I do, sir. Right. Who's that? The ice. Did you know that before you climbed inside that crate? I did, sir. Ha! How old are you? You're a hardly useful pair of hands. Not true. I can pull my weight, sir. Do you know your jaboom from your bowsprit? I do. I learned it all from my dad. Your dad? He's Ward's son. Followed him on board back in the city. What should we do with him, Captain? Well, Shaw? Hunt eyes you up. Your first mate. What should we do with him? We need every extra pair of hands. I mean, it will be hard on the rations, but I'll keep them aboard. Hunt squints. Why? Clearly here because his father is. It would be wrong to separate them again. I don't have the time to accommodate this. If the boy wants to freeze to death, let him. Well, that's rather harsh. You need all the help you can get. This young man wants to help. Yes. I'd say we'll let him. Alright, boy. Consider yourself part of the crew. Be sure to keep your nose clean and follow orders. I will. Thank you, sir. Captain. Not sir. I, Captain. The stowaway joins the two sailors below deck, now a member of the crew. Well, it seems the Lyre has a new runt. One available crew, max crew increased to 24. Right, okay. I hope the rest won't mind sharing their rations. What of the father? What of the father? Should he be punished for letting this happen? Another mouth to feed on the ice can be the difference between life and death. Split their pay and their rations. Any rations the boy takes should come from his. Let it be. I doubt that he wanted a son here. I suppose you're right. Maybe we'll make a sailor of him by the end of this. Probably. Well, the matter's sorted. Cordell. Is that one of those doggies? Have you agreed upon my conditions? To the point, huh? Sean, this is Lady Cordell. Cordell here is to provide us with a kennel of hounds for the sleds. And our agreement was that she would train them up until we part ways at the nearest island. But you neglected to inform me that you were bringing my dogs through the Pale Passage. I had no intention of sending the pack into it to its death. You seem to have good faith in this expedition. It's one thing to ask from a whole kennel. It's another to drag them into the ice to chase a myth. Never before has a buyer been so dishonest. And never before has a seller made such strong demands. Lady Cordell? A moniker given to me by the locals of the city. On account of her vernacular. I find it odd that you seem to have researched me as much as you have my kennel. I like to know who I am negotiating with. Regardless, Shaw. She demands we allow her to come along on the expedition. As a member of the crew. None on this ship have the experience and familiarity with these dogs that I possess. If you're taking them to such a brutal location, they will need me to guide them if they have any chance of survival. The humans aboard too, of course. Of course. You can see my dilemma, Shaw. We just accepted a stowaway. Bringing on another member of the crew is a risk, but our hands may be tied. Your thoughts? If you're so adamant, we accept your offer. I don't see the harm in having an expert on the sled dogs. Absolutely. A good point, Sean. He turns to her. This deal is already to your benefit. Do you have anyone on board with extensive training in the management and ruling of dogs? Your sleds are useless if you can't control the dogs efficiently enough to hold them. And I would like to ensure my dogs are treated properly. I hope you are as experienced as you claim, Cordell. Should we meet her with a little bit of skepticism? Or should we go on all friendly? Let's show that it's not all sunshiny. I hope you're as experienced as you claim, Cordell. Trust me, I am. I'll have a room prepared for you below deck. We have another crew member. No need. You'll find me in the forecastle with the dogs. She leaves. I hope I'm not making a mistake, Sean. 14 available dogs. That's huge. Finish requests. Now that that's all settled, I'll have one more errand for you to run. Could you grab the Stoke brothers and order them to meet me up deck after dinner? Hefty lads. Red hair, you couldn't mistake them for another. An urgent matter? Not at all. Nothing you should concern yourself with. They'll be down on the middle deck. In the meantime, you should grab a copy of the crew manifest and get acquainted with more of the crew. Alright, time to leave. Join the figure balancing on the mast. Upon close inspection, you make out the ship's photographer, Kasha Balfour, balanced on the ship's mast with a camera, lining up a photo. How's the... wait for it to finish? How's the view up there? Let's try to be talkative for now. You startled the woman, causing her to fall and nearly drop her camera. Uh-oh. Help her down? You help her retrieve the device and untangle herself from the rigging. That was a close shave, Officer Shaw. It's about time I met the first officer of this ship. Kasha Belfort. Yes, I've heard of you already. You have? Well, I'm not used to having any kind of reputation. I suppose there was some sort of rule against what I was doing up there. Deepest apologies, but sometimes there is a shot you just cannot pass up. An accomplished photographer, Kasha Belfort won the Phantom Prize, the highest honor in journalism, for her work covering plague outbreaks and riots in the capital. It came as a surprise to many that such a reputable journalist would take such an interest in this expedition. There was scarcely any chance of Hunt or the benefactor turning her away. You expect someone of her accolades to be older, more experienced. This is likely her first time on the sea like this. The proof is all we have, unless we devise a way to bring the Viscount back with us. The cold game. Picture that as a header. What? For the piece on this voyage, I'm trying to come up with a snappy name. Nobody will read it if the title sounds like the work of an amateur. I'm not the creative type. I'm sure you'd know better. This isn't a game, Kasha. An expedition like this isn't light business. Kasha nods eagerly, but you can tell she's not really listening. Oh right, of course. It is thrilling though, isn't it? I suppose in your experience, the open ocean is the home of the mundane. Though I suppose you never traveled this far south on the merchant lines. You have that right. That's a shame. Looking out on the open ocean, I don't know how anyone could find it dull. It's no wonder the great explorers like Kurt Darling would always come back to it. That reminds me, he'll be joining us at the next port. I should get his picture at some point. Pasha holds up her camera with a sense of pride, before holding it up to her face. Stand still, Sean. How long do they take to develop? Only a day or two. I made a makeshift darkroom in the hold. Speaking of photographs, she hands you an annotated document. Here it is, the crew manifest. Oh, here we go. Okay. Undiscovered. Timmy Rund Ward. Sailor, Stowaway, Saltborn. Killian Smurf Sanders. Amelia Corvett Sparrow. Ice Savvy. Joseph Joe Grant. Okay. Scouts. Engineers. Scientists. Specialists. Oh. If you could ask the others to get their portraits taken, I'd be very grateful. Don't want to leave anyone out. I see what I can do. I'll not disturb you of your work any further, officer. I have a few more shots I want to get before the sun lowers anyhow. Safe shots, officer. Don't worry. You leave her to her work. Can look at it in Ice Savvy. Do we see what that means? Are we somehow locked? Deployed. Oh, because it's deployed. Okay. Kasha Belfort, photographer Landborn. Robin Shaw, mudwash merchant. We don't see ourselves. Richard Templeton, science officer Landborn. Resource cards. Key items. Accordion. Grimley's accordion. A weathered instrument, tuned with care. Kasha's camera, integral to her report and the crew manifest. Sailors. We don't know what these mean, but we'll figure it out. Forecastle. Descend below deck. Week 1, midday. You spot a large man with a youthful gait, carrying a heavy crate over his shoulder with relative ease. Oh, you're Officer Shaw. He gives a bright, warming smile. 2 Johns. That's what they call me. I'm sure you'll get your nickname later. 2 Johns attempts to offer a handshake, but loses control of the crate. He struggles before firmly holding it in place with both hands. Ah, maybe later. Work awaits. John added to man. Wait, John? Wasn't it 2 shots? John, 2 Johns. Oh, because it's called John. Okay. Smurf. Corvette. Joe. Rufus Hunt. Temple. No nicknames there. Okay. Forecastle. Appears to be locked. You can hear the Colonel Master preparing the room inside. Captain's cabin. Okay, let's go down. Descend to the mid-deck. Anything else that we might be able to do? Ascend above deck. No. Descend to the mid-deck. Oh, here we go. Approach the cartoonist. Oh, there's the engine coming up. Okay. Approach the cook. Go to the cook first? Maybe. You find yourself almost knocking over a man carrying a heavy pot. Careful, careful. Almost got drenched in blood. You're the ship's cook, are you not? Indeed, I am. And I've got a full plate on my hands. Pardon the pun. You hear a roar from the other side of the door. Oi, what's holding you up? The cook shakes his head with a smile and chuckles slyly to himself. He grabs the large pot, preparing to make his way to the hungry crew before turning his head to you. If you don't mind, could you carry that tray of biscuits behind me? Carry the tray. You grab the plate and follow the cook out the door and to the table where the crew were waiting with bated breath. Upon the cook's arrival, the sailors let out a roady cheer, the ship's cook placing the broth upon the table. Trust me, fellas, this one is worth the wait. The cook speaks with a tone of pride as he lets the broth into the bowls of the crew. Oi, one at a time, you animals. Ward, you're awfully handsy for only one arm. Piss off, Junior. Got some bread here too. Grab it fast before Tucker beats you to it. The crew laugh and are merry as Junior guides you back through the kitchen. You seem popular. Well, you know what they say about the hand that feeds? Besides, half the crew I've known for years. You don't spend that much time on a ship with folk without learning all about them. You're Junior? I take that you mean Hunt told you about me. Sent you to fetch me, did he? Did he not give you a description? Or were you just not paying attention to the cook? Have you been traveling with Hunt long? My brother and I are among Hunt's most tenured crew. It's not often he'll hire outsiders, but I suppose this job is too big for just the usual suspects. We weren't properly introduced. Robin Shaw, right? I've been keeping track of all the new crew. Yoren Stokes, but nobody calls me that. You'll hear them all call me Junior. You should do the same. No idea why Hunt picked someone he's never worked with as first mate. But you seem the helpful sort. Glad to have you aboard. Why Junior? Simple nickname. My older brother is in the crew. Hence, Junior. Not very interesting, I know, but it is what it is. Is your brother around, Grimley? Aye, of course. I take that to mean Hunt is on the look for us. Don't you worry about it. I'll grab Grimley. Call the crew for dinner. Maybe later. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, I think it's time for dinner. So this is where we go now. The crew have their meal. It passes in relative silence. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. Twilight falls. A dinner table. Over dinner, you overhear the newly picked up stowaway speaking with a one-armed man. But you're lucky Hunt didn't throw you overboard. Have a mind to do that myself. Come on, Da. I'm here to help. Better know that involves work. Don't expect special treatment. I won't. You're an impossible child, Timmy. Doc, run, Star, Ward. So, where's the cook? Scientists? Specialists? Junior Stoke. Okay, deployed. Cook. Saltburn. There we go. Okay. Enter your cabin. Mr. Glass. You spot one of Templeton's science team pacing around the middeck, searching through some luggage that has been pulled from a cabin. Let me look in the light. Where was it now? He notices you. Ah, Officer Shaw, correct? Dwight Glossley. Apologies, I seem to have misplaced something while settling in the cabin. A bottle of wine, actually. Can't be hard to miss. It will turn up eventually. Best not be drinking on the job. Is that a wise thing to say? Perhaps one of the sailors took it. It will turn up eventually. I would hope so. My wife and I bought a bottle to celebrate with. To be safe for the journey back, of course. Well, if you find it, please let me know. Okay, we got another crew member. He's in scientists. Scientists and landborn, okay. Enter your cabin, let's check. Open your journal. It's a nice cabin. Pretty cozy. Okay, we'll probably keep that evolving throughout our journey. Oh wow, this looks beautiful. Sun sets down, I guess. That's where it's coming from. The ocean. As you look over the railing out to the ocean, a wisp of smoke flies past your face. You turn, takes a mind, and spot a sailor with a pipe in his mouth and a sheet of paper in his hand, overlooking the stirring waters. Smoking sailor. Looking at something? Who are you? Tashi. After introducing himself, Tashi falls silent and begins to read the letter. Trying to draw a conversation from him may be similar to extracting teeth. Vern Sheridan added to manifest. That's a sailor, right? Templeton. You spot Templeton looking out into the sunset. As you approach, he turns to you and nods. Ah, Officer Shaw. It will be some time before we see a sunset such as this again. A light distribution toward the southern pole is quite a change. I noticed you weren't at dinner with the others. I prefer to eat in solitude. I have my own cabin, and I make use of it. Templeton keeps his focus on the reflection of the setting sun over the stirring waters of the ocean. There is great expectation upon us, officer. From who? Who's this benefactor of ours? That is not for you to know. Not yet. Templeton looks down, catching his reflection in the ocean surface. He looks back up at the sunset. Quite the sight. but I wouldn't linger upon it too long. We should retire for the evening. It's important the first officer is be well rested. Right. Okay. Well, that's we'll finish the first episode, and yeah, we've learned a lot about the crew, and there's still many others to meet. And then there's a stop at the last port before heading into the ice, and then we really see what will happen, and maybe we already can make contact to the first expedition ship and the crew. So, thank you all very much. See you on the next one. Bye bye.